Hello, I hope everybody's having a wonderful week. I know you're busy looking for credible and reliable sources. And I also know that you're looking at each source and reading it carefully and looking for bias. Again, bias is everywhere. It just is. It's not bad, it's not good, but you do need to recognize it. And part of that, going along with that, is looking at connotation, denotation, and the use of loaded words. Denotation, really easy. Dictionary definition. You look it up in the dictionary, the words that are listed there, that is the denotation. Connotation is a little more difficult. It's the feelings and emotions that are associated with a word. So you can have a positive connotation. For example, self-confident. A neutral connotation. Not really positive or negative, for example, proud. Or a negative connotation, such as conceited, which nobody wants to be called that. So why does connotation matter? Well, as you're reading your sources, you need to look at those specific word choices that authors are making because they are intentional. The authors are trying to make you feel a certain way about their topic. Kind of going along with the connotation concept are loaded words. A single word choice can make such a difference one way or the other in your writing, or as you're reading your sources, how you feel about that particular article. So loaded words are meant to evoke emotions or perpetuate a stereotype. So now let's look at how connotation and loaded words link together. So loaded words influence an audience by appealing to their emotions, just like connotation, and they can also perpetuate a stereotype, which is why they're said to be loaded words. So let's apply this idea. We have three words: group, gang, crowd. Well, let's look at how those evoke emotion. The dictionary definition of each is pretty similar, okay? Group tends to have a neutral connotation, not really positive or negative. Gang tends to have a more negative connotation, and so does crowd. So just as words can have a negative connotation, they can also have a negative charge. And this is where loaded words can actually hurt your argument. They might perpetuate a stereotype or use unfavorable meanings. They can incite your audience and they might quit reading. So if you're trying to reach a specific audience, especially an opposing viewpoint, see how your authors handle that. What words do they choose so that they can still reach that other side? Okay, then neutral, that's very logical. It's neither positive or negative. And then positive charge, which you would think would be helpful, but there are times when you need to just stay neutral and not be obvious in picking a side. So let's talk about the different levels of charge here. So remember how earlier we talked about how crowd could have a negative connotation to it? But if you're looking at crowd versus mob, well, crowd may be a little bit negative, but mob is really negative, right? So let's look at that. There can be different degrees and different degrees of severity of negative connotation. She is unique. That's positive. She is unusual, negative or neutral. She is odd, that's getting negative. She is weird, that's more negative. And then she's a freak, that is so very negative. So I challenge you as you are reading your sources, look and see if these loaded words are present in them. And if so, how does it affect you? Maybe if it's on the side that you agree with, it doesn't bother you. But if it's an opposing viewpoint, you might see how that makes you feel, because you want to keep that in mind for when you start to write. All right, I hope you guys have a great rest of the week.